Vascular Institute, bringing advanced care to patients facing complex heart conditions. Cold and windy tonight. Good night to pitch. Maybe not to swing the bat. Well, I think any night these two guys are up against each other, not a great night to swing the bat.
I mean, let's be honest. It's 2-8. This thing has been ugly, but you got Crochet and Mizorowski on the mound right now. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Garrett looking for his second win. 1-1 with a 3.27. Here's the Brewers lineup he takes on, presented by Xfinity. Very different look from yesterday with the lefty. Turang, Yelich, Mitchell, Bowers, all out of the lineup. They all started yesterday. Gary Sanchez playing first base, off to a quick start with 3 home runs, the former Yankee.
Red Sox starting pitchers presented by BuyAToyota.com. Garrett Crochet making his 3rd start of the year. It was an impressive opening day in Houston. Just couldn't get out of the jam. It was a 3-run shot to Correa, if you remember. He's taking the hill today in the night that the Sox desperately need a Garrett Crochet type performance. This is his arsenal, as we've seen this year. He's been cutter heavy. That 4-seam fastball still riding 96.5. Really good sinker here early on in the season. Sweeper looking for a little more of that swing and miss and a few changeups to go with it. Defensively for the Sox, presented by CarShield. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he'll be at third base today with Story and Meyer up the middle. Contreras will be at first. The outfield left to right. Duran, Rafaela Abreu, and Connor Wong will be doing the catching.
Check out the umpires for tonight's game. Behind the plate, John Tumpain. Brendan Miller at first, Dexter Kelly at second. Chris Conroy makes the decisions at third. We'll see how involved they are tonight. After last night, a couple of dust-ups were available. The telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And we take a look at the weather forecast. Cleared up very nicely late this afternoon. Partly cloudy, 42 degrees. And the direction of the wind out to right at 16 miles an hour.
Looks like a beautiful night. Doesn't feel like one. A little chilly.
Going to drop into the 30s tonight. And Garrett Crochet's first 34 starts with the Red Sox. He's 19-6 with a 2.62 ERA. That's the guy the Red Sox need tonight. And here we go. And we are underway on strike one, 95 miles an hour to get started.
As you mentioned, Garrett's really been going to that cutter. A couple of right-handed heavy lineups. Similar here as well.
Brandon Lockridge, the leadoff man, swings through that one, 0-2.
He's going to attack. You know that. He's come out already publicly. Remember last year. I'm throwing first pitch fastball. You know it's coming. Whatever. It's still coming. He sets the tone early on.
Bayo given a lead last night. Couldn't hold it. That's happened a couple of times in a row for the Red Sox. Filed away by Lockridge. William Contreras on deck.
97 out of the gate here for Garrett.
Looking for that first K, and he'll fire inside with a sweeper. Looking to bounce back from that 6-4 loss at Houston. Threw a lot of pitches in 5 innings, 93. 1-2 to Lockridge. Tried to change up there and missed with that.
Yeah, the lineup was locked in at the time, right? That Astros team was swinging it. They were grinding him for 5 innings. Almost got out of there, only 1 earned run.
2-2.
That's a real big difference, right? This is the game of baseball. Crochet was great in the first game, right? Well, he had bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. Struck out Suarez, struck out Steer, got out of the jam. It looked fantastic. Against Houston, 2 outs at Correa. Could have only been a 1-run game, a tie game at the time, but it was a 3-run shot. It's 1 pitch difference.
Goes full here, 3-2. Walks, a major issue last night. Red Sox pitching walked 8. And in the end, they all hurt. Especially those last 2. 3-2 pitch. He got him, struck him out. 1 away. Nice way to start for Garrett Crochet tonight. He punches out the leadoff man.
And there's that sinker. It's been kind of been throwing a little bit more here, and I like it too. Just give right-handed hitters something going away from you, and it's been getting a ton of swing and miss as well, almost 40%, whereas last year it was under 20.
The catcher, William Contreras, 265 with a home run. Now, Garrett faced these guys last season and pitched a terrific game. As he went into the 7th inning, he struck out 11, gave up a couple of runs, and that was enough to beat him. He took the L.
There was a few of those last year. 9 no decisions. That ERA was in the low 2s. Still couldn't get decisions out of it.
Little bounding ball, softly hit along the line, and roll foul. 2-1.
You mentioned that last night. Brewers get 11 hits. They had 8 walks. You know, this team came in like second in the league in runs and scoring position, batting average. They were only 4 for 18. But the fact that they had 18 at bats with guys in scoring position just tells you there was just too much traffic on the base pass early on here for Bayo and throughout.
First 3 innings, he was in trouble every single inning. He didn't cave in until the 4th, but eventually did. 2-1 into right field, airborne. Here comes Abreu. Willier got his Gold Glove officially today. He and Ceddanne Rafaela both getting their Gold Gloves in a presentation around home plate. 2nd in a row for that man. 2 up and 2 down. And Rengifo to climb in, the third baseman, hitting .214. 0 for 4 lifetime against Crochet.
We mentioned off the top, a little different lineup, right? No Terang in this one, no Yelich in this one, no Mitchell in this one, who was 13 RBIs, 3 big bats. Be interesting to see how they attack him. You can try to grind this guy out. They know how tough Crochet is, but again, this team, I'd expect them to try bunting for a hit, get him to move off the cover first, field his position.
Yeah, and I don't know of many other clubs you would say that about, make that prediction, but Milwaukee, that's how they play the game. Yelich out.
Well, it's old school. You face a guy like this, get a guy on, you hit and run, you try to steal a bag, push a bunt, get a run, 2 on him.
2-2. Gary Sanchez on deck. Base is empty, and a 2-2 home. And a liner, a diving play. Connor Falefa at third. Outstanding play to maybe steal one there down that line, an extra base hit.
Beautiful reaction, taking a 2-out double away from him. Nice range by Isaiah.
Contreras and Abreu. Story back at short. Meyer at second. Ceddanne Rafaela in center. Conawant catching. Just saw Connor Falefa make a really fine play at third. Mizorowski 1-0 with .245 ERA and can flat bring it with anybody in baseball.
Brewers starting pitcher presented by WB Mason is a 24-year-old Jacob Mizorowski, the Miz. Having a pretty good start here. You see those 18 strikeouts in just 11 innings. You mentioned the power. Take a look at his arsenal. It's going to be 4-seam heavy. Good little slider, curveball, occasional change. That 4-seamer average 98.6. Last year in the postseason, we saw him deliver a pitch 104.3.
First 2 tonight were 100 miles an hour. The 1-1. Roman 256, 1 home run. He sat on the bench in the dugout after the loss last night. After his bad throw, he sat there a long time. Very upset with himself. 2-1. But it's the big leagues. No one's going to feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I was talking to Corbin about it. Just he thinks it's footwork. Kind of the feet aren't lined up. When he throws, the legs going behind him. Hudson's talking about the shoulders being lined up, kind of throwing across his body. You know, you're 200 feet away, and he's throwing the ball 80, 90 feet way offline.
2-2.
Dial it up. Starting pitcher coming in throwing 101.
He was one of the big stories in baseball last year when he came on the scene, blowing people away. Got him with a curveball. Roman Anthony strikes out, 1 gone.
Now you got to dial up 101. He saw the first swing and miss on that fastball. Got a piece of that second one, so you got to just get it going a little earlier. And You know, when you throw 101, you can make some mistakes. You know, guys can miss some mistakes because your slider is 94 miles an hour. And if that one, you kind of up and away, but it's 101, you got to get it ready.
Duran hitting right at 200. Foul tip to the mid on 100 miles an hour. The Miz named to the All-Star team after just 5 games last year. Fewest in Major League history. Some controversy around that, but
yeah, a lot of the controversy was surrounded by your guy, Ranger Suarez, who was fantastic down in Philly in the first half. After 5 starts, they put this kid on the team.
pitched in the postseason as well. Got a couple of wins. And the 0-2 to Duran.
Let's check out the Brewers defense. Third base, Luis Rengifo, with Ortiz and Hamilton up the middle, and Gary Sanchez. He'll be at first base. The outfield left to right, Lockridge, Perkins, and Frelick, and William Contreras doing the catching.
And his brother is on deck. And 2-strike pitch. He has struck out the first 2 men tonight. And now gets Wilson Contreras.
We'll see here Wilson Contreras with some strong words after that game last night, to getting hit for the 24th time by this Brewer staff in his career. 6th time by Woodruff. Last year, by the way, against Mizorowski, he went 1 for 2 and was hit by a pitch.
And he really got drilled too.
He got drilled good. It was up in that back upper shoulder area. Looked like it hurt. Of course, 101 coming at you. First pitch breaking ball too, to see if he can bend him back.
2 down. After he got drilled and took his base last night, he tried to take out David Hamilton at second base. Tore Hamilton's pant leg in the process. And that was all that came of that. Here comes the 2-0. Punched in at 100.
Well, part of it too is we've seen it. Guys attack Wilson, you know, sinkers down and in. We've seen some broken bats. They want to pitch him in. He is on the dish. You kind of see that upper body fall over the plate as he's approaching the pitch.
You got to get it started against this kid. 2-2.
And you really got to give yourself like one swing like that. Well, you realize that that's not going to work, right? I mean, it's 101, and let him supply the power. Put the ball in play.
Facing the Red Sox for the first time in his career.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. 2-2. And in there, strike 3. 100 miles an hour, the four-seamer. He strikes out the side to get his night underway. His second inning. No score after 1 at Fenway. Crochet back at it against Gary Sanchez, who's at first base tonight. Prior to the season, he had made 1 start at first base in his major league career. And he's swinging the bat. 3 home runs, hitting .308.
He's only 4 for 13 on the year. 3 of those 4 hits are homers.
Bounced around quite a bit since his Yankee days. The 1-1 will miss downstairs. 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts against Garrett. Quite an opening salvo from Mizorowski. Hard hit, but fouled on the first base line. And this was the Contreras strikeout. Watch the aftermath here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of emotion here. 100 miles an hour. He felt pretty good about it.
Yep.
He said it loud enough for Wilson to hear it. He averaged 100.6 on his fastball in the first inning.
2-2 and low for ball 3.
I guess the good news is that he did that in his last outing. The second inning, he went to 99. The third inning, he went to 97.9. So we can creep down to that 97-98 range. A few innings.
Payout pitch. And a base hit into left. Sanchez staying hot with the bat. He is on with a leadoff single. And we'll bring up the shortstop, Joey Ortiz. Garrett Crochet, since the start of 2025, 23 quality starts. It's tied for first in the big leagues with Tarek Skubal, Brian Wu, and Max Fried. Red Sox need another one tonight. Just not getting enough by a long shot out of the rotation.
No. Averaging 4 2/3. Need more out of that, more consistency, and putting up more zeros. Conley early, right? Came out of game 3. Was it 5 2/3, no runs. He's the only starter that's come out of 8 losses. The only one that's come out with a lead that was worthy of a win. The other ones played a big role in it.
Bounder to the right side. Meyer will field that and go to first base and get the out. Sanchez moving down to second, 1 away. Hit too gently to turn 2. So 1 man out, and let's toss it down to Jemai Webster.
OB first Fenway start on this side of the diamond for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at third base. I talked to him pregame, and despite his gold gloves and almost 10 big league seasons, he admitted tonight he's going to be a little bit anxious. Certainly didn't see it on that play that he made last half inning, but he was also excited, honored to be able to put on this uniform, said that the days off have actually given him an opportunity to work and get better. He felt like he really was able to take advantage of that. Alex Cora says he'll likely be in the lineup again tomorrow. Caleb Durbin, though, will return to third base, but they have to continue to get Izzy in the mix, he says, because of his offense. They believe he's as good at bat, too, and he can do his job to help the team.
He's been a super utility man throughout his career. Popped up. Not a long given chase, but it's off into the boxes.
Yeah, it's the defense, too. And that's probably like, it's a tough play, right? Step in a dive. But it's a nice little introduction, right? Just let me react over here. Just let me react. First game over at third base this year. Let me just get a step, dive, get into this game a little bit. A couple of steps in the dives. Nice play.
Red Sox need the lift. They made 11 errors. Only the Tampa Bay Rays have made more errors in baseball. Matos 250 will be swinging late here on 96, 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of them too. Obviously been a few fielding errors, but a lot of them, outfield. We've seen a couple. Roman Anthony last night. Connor Wong's got a couple and just stolen base attempts. Narvaez had one trying to pick off a back pick at first. He's throwing the ball around a little bit too much.
The Red Sox have lost a bunch of close games. Defense has played a very active role in that. In there for strike 3. Crochet punches out his second man, and 2 gone.
You see this pitch here just on that outside corner. It's like the hitters now, you tell me, after the first 3 games or so of ABS, it seems like they want to call it, especially early in games, but they're a little hesitant, gun shy. Ball looked off.
Did. Frelick takes pitch inside. Bruins hockey is on the air on NESN Plus and streaming live on NESN 360. Bruins taking on Carolina. Puck drop coming up at 7:10. And remember, you can watch every Red Sox and Bruins game on the NESN 360 app. When tied him up, he didn't swing. 2-0.
For you look at Hamilton, the 2 lefties in this line, a couple of switch hitters. First lefty of the night.
Sanchez at second. Chopped to short. Trevor Story gets him. And Crochet pitches around the leadoff hit. Bottom of second coming away. No score. Red Sox in Milwaukee. And Wilyer Abreu trying to make contact here against this hard throwing right-hander. Mizorowski struck out first 3 men he faced in the opening inning. We check out tonight's home run odds presented by FanDuel.
We're going to have to shorten up that swing. It's a good test for Williams, trying to work on that quick swing. Shorten it up.
He gets 101. 0-2.
Yeah, Mizorowski had 25 swing and misses his first outing against the White Sox. 58%. Only 13 against Tampa. That was down to 29%.
In there, strike 3. 4 straight Ks to start his night. One down in the second.
This looks another pitch that looks a little bit in. Couldn't pull that trigger. Looked like it was in. Got 6 swing and misses, by the way, in the first inning.
Brings up Trevor Story at 130 with a home run. Dropped down to the 5-hole last night. Had a couple of hits. Red Sox have lost 6 of their 7 games against Milwaukee since the start of 2024. They were swept in the 3-game series at their place last May, and then came back later in the month and dropped 2 out of 3 to Milwaukee here. They beat a lot of people last year, winning 97 and winning the Central. 2-1.
The tough part with this kid, you get 1-0-2-0, and that's the pitch usually in this league you want to drive, but you can't get too big with this kid. It's just 101 coming at you. It can be a little bit wild. Second round pick 2022 out of Crowder College, junior college. How's an arm like this last like late mid-second round?
It's incredible. 3-1. He certainly has a goofy side to him. They call him Forrest Gump.
I think Murph called it a beautiful personality.
Yes. It's a spectacular arm.
3-1 slider.
Now the 3-2 to Trevor Story. He struck him out 5 in a row. Zarowski just firing out of the gate. Red Sox can't touch him yet.
Well, this is kind of where he lives. And it's really easy to sit back and say, well, just lay off the fastball up. As easy as it sounds when you're seeing this kind of gas early.
Marcelo Meyer will take one inside a ball, hitting 185 with 1 home run. Five batters, 5 strikeouts, and the 1-0. Just overpowering people. Did pitch in the playoffs last year, as mentioned, against the Cubs in the division series. He won twice, but he was working out of the bullpen. Took him out of the rotation at the end of last year and put him in the pen in October. Dodgers beat him in his only appearance in the NLCS.
You take this guy out of the pen, you say, I wonder if the stuff will tick up a little. I think it was 4 pitches in a row, 103 to 104. Topping off at 104.3. I mean, that's just, this is 100, 101. You've seen what it's doing.
1-2 pitch. Mixed in a curveball at 88. 2-2. Trying to strike out the first 6 men tonight. Here's 2-2. Gets a ground ball instead. Ortiz will handle that. It's a victory of sorts, I guess. Red Sox go 1-2-3. Crochet, who has struck out 2. Zarowski's opponent has fanned 5. So they're piling up already. You figured they might. Perkins sitting 143, showing a bunt. First one we have seen tonight. Indicating a bunt anyway by Milwaukee.
Yeah, and you would think too with the lefty on the mound, he was setting up kind of to push this ball to Contreras. Trying to race Crochet to the first base bag.
Loop towards center field and over the outstretched glove of Meyer, and a base hit for Perkins to lead it off.
Like that sinker again at 95. Good pitch right there, down and away, and that black. Perkins just gets enough of it over Marcelo. Now you got to be alive here with Hamilton at the plate.
Kiner for left at third, drawn in several steps. Hamilton dropped one down yesterday for a single. Kisses this one down. Crochet will spin and fire to get him. And Perkins down to second. Who knows, with these two pitchers, it could be a 1-0 game.
That's how you play it. We've been in these types of games before with a couple of dominant pitchers, and especially where you are in the lineup. This is really a no-brainer. It's just, you know, seeing Hamilton show up here, putting bunts down, bunting for hits, drawing walks.
A bit of a different guy than he was with the Red Sox. That's going to be down and in a ball on Lockridge. Some information coming in, some early data on ABS and the challenges that you've been watching. Major League Baseball says there have been almost 4 challenges per game, 3.8. The overturn rate is 55.1%. Each challenge has added an average of 16.9 seconds of game time. Each one of them.
So on average, minute 5, minute 10.
Unofficially, we'd say it's proven to be very, very popular given what we've seen. 2-1. I'm talking about with fans, broadcasters, writers.
I don't think anybody minds a minute. I like the way it's added to the game.
2-1 in there for a strike. The big question for me is that where we're headed on balls and strikes full time?
Full-time robots?
Yeah.
Never.
You don't think so?
Nope. Nope. I think this is what you're going to get.
Worlds doesn't fire to second.
I'll tell you, if you're a pitcher, I don't think you want full-time robots. I've seen a few of these guys go down in the minor leagues, and I think it was Pavetta a few years ago. He walked everybody. He wasn't getting a pitch.
One down, Perkins at second. He was late on the swing, and down he goes, strike 3. Lockridge fanning for the second time. He has not enjoyed facing Garrett Crochet tonight.
Garrett's got a good fastball here, location. Not just a four-seamer, but a sinker as well. And we know his strength is kind of this fastball in, cutter in, but when you start commanding the outer half and elevated, that's when he's at his best. Tough for a hitter.
There's William Contreras. First time up, he lined out to right. Garrett with 3 Ks.
You see that sinker too. You see what Contreras, he's kind of selling out inner half, right? Looking to pull the baseball, thinking either in, cutter. And just that late movement away gets a swing and miss, off balance.
6-6 lefty with the 0-1. Now the finale of the series coming up tomorrow is at 1:35. Sonny Gray coming off a really nice outing, trying to go to 2-0. And the Red Sox will take off for St. Louis and also Minnesota on that same trip.
They're going to start leaning on this rotation. You know, last couple nights especially, right? Up 3-0, up 4-0, gave him back really quick. Those need to be W's, and of course with pitching comes defense. Back up to 11 errors, second in the league in errors.
Crochet's 1-2. And it's out of the glove of Wong. That'll advance the runner. He takes a spill. Big turn by Perkins, but he'll stop there at third. That squirts away, and they've got a man 90 feet from the plate. It's a wild pitch.
Yeah, that sweeper right now has been a little erratic. He's only thrown a couple of them. So Connor kind of at least gets back on his feet.
So Crochet glancing at the runner, and a 2-2 fouled off. Talk about Red Sox defense. The Red Sox have committed 36 more errors than any other club since the start of 2023. Marlins and the Giants both at 308, but sloppy play has cost them this year. lost all 6 of their games decided by 2 runs or less. Maybe a pitch comm issue right here and a delay. Yep, Connor Wong in need of a new one. Runner at third, 2 down, no score, 3rd inning.
I think that slider's been a little erratic. You know, man on third here with 2 outs. Might be a pitch you want to put in your pocket, but it's been such a good swing and miss pitch for him. Not as much this year through 2 starts as we saw last year. Wants to get a feel for that eventually.
3-2. So he goes full on Contreras. Rengifo would hit next. 3-2. And got him. Struck him out. To the cutter at 91 to fan him and strand that man at third base.
/50/50 through the 8th inning of tonight's game for a chance to win half of the jackpot. See official rules for full details.
No score, 3rd inning. Red Sox coming around again. It'll be Cedon, Rafaela, then Wong and Kiner Falefa. Mazeroski has struck out 5 of the first 6 Red Sox tonight. Now you see a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
There you go. 2nd inning, he averaged 101.7. Harder than the first. Some points got to go down. And don't ask me how to hit 101, because I never did.
You know, that thought really did not enter my mind. I got to be honest with you.
So I can't help.
I don't know if I'd ask that of anybody. 100, 101?
I mean, back then, it wasn't just, I mean, 97, 98, that was tops.
He's fallen to 3-0 here on Cedon, who will take a strike at 98. Who was the hardest thrower you ever faced?
Trying to think back then. I mean, Roger was still 95, 96. Randy was 6'7".
Outside ball 4. Red Sox have a base runner for the first time.
There was a kid out in Tampa. They always hit somebody. Colomé back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s. No clue where it was going at all, which is the scariest thing in the world.
Red Sox have a man on for Connor Wong, who's been swinging a good bat, hitting right at 500. He'll look at a strike again. 98.
I mean, back then it was 92-ish average, as opposed to say 95 now. So 97, 95, 97 was like different level. I feel like everyone's 95, 97 now. This is what you hope for here, right? Just the adrenaline got going. He's in a big game. He's at Fenway Park, young kid, throwing 100 out of the gate. Now it's control problems. Maybe just get a little peace. 1st and 3rd, try to get some action.
1-1 to Wong. A little trickler up the 3rd baseline, but foul. Kind of Wednesday at Houston went 2 for 3 with a double, as he was back home in Houston, Texas. Red Sox looking for their first hit tonight against the Brewers. Rafaela with his lead and a 1-2 pitch. It's going to be in there. Caught him at 97 miles an hour. And he strikes out, number 6 for the right-hander.
Well, now we're locating it too, right? I mean, this is a tip your cap to anybody, but you come out of the gate, look what this pitch is, maybe just off, but again, early in the game, holding on to that challenge.
Both sides have their 2. Here's Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Made a terrific diving play at 3rd in the very first inning. Signed a 1-year free agent deal back in February. Just turned 31 years old. Roman Anthony on deck. 1 on, 1 out. Ground ball gets through the pitcher. Hamilton goes for the tag. He's out of the base path anyway, and on to first. That'll be a double play. And the side is retired here in the 3rd inning for Boston. The base runner, but can't do anything with him. You know what turns out to be a double play. Luis Rengifo will lead things off here against Garrett Crochet, who was fan 4.
Yeah, you want to give yourself every opportunity against Mizorowski. And try to hold up on the base pass if you're Cedon. He got IKF by a half a step at first. Here's that play here. You see it's on the way to first base. Hamilton's coming right at Cedon at this point here. Right around here, you want to just stop. Just stop and make him take an extra 2 or 3 steps to tag you out. At least you have 2 outs, man on first. Give Roman a shot.
Rengifo loops that one into left center field. Cedon Rafaela to make the catch. Picked up his Gold Glove at home plate earlier tonight in the ceremony. Both he and Wilyer Abreu.
They're both very deserving, both these guys. Abreu with his 2nd. Cedon with his 1st. Cedon probably should have won that platinum.
Sanchez 1 for 1, a single. Milwaukee has the game's 2 hits so far. Milwaukee with the best record in Major League Baseball, 8-2. Red Sox with the worst, 2-8. And a 2-0. That'll miss for ball 3.
2-8, 3 1-run losses, a couple of 2-run losses, and you go back to the pitching and defense, giving up some leads early, giving up some leads late. I mean, every way possible, right? Whitlock gave up 1, Chapman gave up 1.
3-0 pitch, a strike. But the natives are restless. Chants in the ballpark, some boos last night. Quite a few, actually. As the Red Sox fell in game 1, 8-6. That's going to be ball 4. So he's walked his first man, puts on Sanchez with 1 away, and Joey Ortiz will climb in next. Yankees are 7-2. They had last night off. They're playing the Athletics, scoreless in the 2nd inning in the Bronx. They have a 5.5 game lead over the Red Sox.
The frustrating thing too, look at this 2-8 record. You're talking about all those close games and reasons why you're losing. There's a reason why you're 2-8. You've earned it. I mean, the way you've been playing here so far. But everybody in this league is 4-6, 5-5.
That's right. Except for these guys. Cross for strike.
Well, it's a frustrating thing. It's like, you know, last couple of nights you got some leads, you give it up. Lost some close games, you give it up. You just needed a couple of them, kind of 4-6. You feel like you're breathing a little bit.
Dodgers also 8-2. They're in Toronto again tonight. Ground ball, Story near the bag, flips. A one-hander, the throw to first will not get him. They do get the out at second. As Sanchez is erased there.
You may want to look at second base. This was, the communication was off a little bit. They want to look at it. I think Marcelo maybe thought Trevor was going to take this on his own, being so close. The last minute, yeah, I don't think he's on the base. He might be safe all the way around.
Yeah, if they overturn the call, that'll be true.
Milwaukee is challenging the out call at second base.
It would be first and second with only 1 out if they overturn it. Looks like they're gonna.
Yeah, he kind of thought Trevor was going to take this on his own, and Marcelo was kind of thinking about getting out of his way to allow him to do just that. And at that point, he's just too far away from the base. Another defensive miscue here.
Those continue to pile up. And particularly on a night like tonight, where runs are going to be at a premium.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Milwaukee will retain its challenge.
So the Red Sox can't get one out on that ground ball. When it was hit, you were thinking two. So runners on at first and second. One man away. Matos, the batter, he struck out looking in the second. One man away. So they're calling that a fielder's choice error on Meyer. Grounded foul. So the Red Sox have made an error again tonight.
It's a couple tough errors. Remember, they gave him an error when he threw it to home, and Bayo tried to cut it off. Remember this play out in Houston? We tried to cut it off, and it went off of Bayo's glove. They gave Meyer an error on that one.
Long got his mid struck on the backswing. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball and a shattered bat. Story into second for one, on to first, and in time and a bang bang play. Red Sox needed that turn and they get it. Finally get that double play, and let's see if Murphy challenges that play at first.
This is a nice turn here. Meyer, strong throw, quick release at second. He got him.
And no challenge by Milwaukee. Fourth inning, a 0-0 game. Everybody bundled up tonight. Temperatures dropping into the 30s. Red Sox trying to scratch out their first hit.
We'll see second time through the order too. You see 98 out of the gate. Still gas, but got to see him the first time through.
Mazeroski has struck out 6 tonight. Got Anthony, Duran, Contreras to begin the game in the first inning, and then Abreu and Story in the second to start that frame. First 5 all on K's. Here's the 2-0. Couldn't contain himself. Fastball is dropped all the way to 97.
He's losing it.
Duran on deck, and a 2-1.
Still about location too, right? Last couple out of the zone. Ahead the count 2-0. Hard to lay off it up there. Got to fight for the ball down.
He comes set and is 2-2. And a full count. So 45 pitches, 28 strikes. That's 62%. He has walked 1. Line shot toward the pesky pole, but foul. That one hit wickedly by Roman Anthony, all over it.
First strike he's thrown here this at bat. He's all over it.
And back to another 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. 99. Mazeroski, a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. Raised in Missouri. 3-2. Shot to the right side. Diving play. Hamilton from the grass. Throws, and he got him at first. Boy, and that throw to Sanchez almost really cost Sanchez. That could have been ugly.
It was a nice play by David. You see those couple of hops before the pitch was even made. That made the play right there. Almost like he was anticipating whether he saw location, heat or in. But before the ball was even hit, he had already shuffled over a couple of steps. You know he's got great range over there at second base.
He patted his chest after that, looked at Sanchez. He said, "My bad on the throw." Duran gets tied up. He struck out his first trip, 0 for 1. But a terrific play. And here into the 4th inning, the Red Sox still without a hit. High fly, but foul out of play. And the Miz is back into that 99 to 100 range with a fastball. One gone in the 4th, and the 0-2. And as Lou mentioned, a big fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup.
63% heater at this point.
One-two, got him a curveball and a swing and a miss. He fans him for the 2nd time. 2 down.
Breaking out that curveball with Jaron. Showing a strike and just disappears down and in.
Number 7. From Mazeroski, and that'll bring up Contreras. He fanned in the 1st inning. And then the young right-hander celebrated, had some words. Wilson Contreras just stared at him. Bad blood continues between Wilson and Milwaukee. Two down. A breaking ball, 1-1. As Contreras said after last night, he's been hit by Milwaukee pitchers 24 times in his career. 6 more than any other active player against a single opponent. Over and above that, there have been other hot-tempered situations. And it is carried over to a Red Sox uniform. The 2-1. Big swing on 99. 2-2.
He plays with a lot of emotion. But last night, you know, after all that happened, you're up 3-0. You felt the energy in the building, and it just disappeared the next inning.
Lunging line drive, and that's off into right center field. Frelick will scoop it up. Big turn by Contreras. He is back to first base, and he's got the Red Sox first hit. Wouldn't you know it? After being on base 5 times last night. And it comes with 2 down in the 4th.
Had really good hitting too. You're talking about a guy with 100, 101. He's shown him a lot of curveballs. Started him off with a slider. But he's seen 3 of these or so this at bat. Saw a bunch the first at bat as well. This time here, just stays with it. Doesn't try to do too much. And this is what you got to do against this kid, even with that fastball. You can't try to do too much with it.
Wilyer Abreu struck out looking in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Well, you're number 1 in Major League Baseball in total bases, 31. Tied for the lead with 8 extra base hits. One ball, 1 strike. 98 on the gun. Coming into this inning for the year, when Mazeroski had a base runner, opponents were 1 for 14. Two gone and a 1-1 home. Dodgers in Toronto playing again tonight. 0-0 3rd inning. Dodgers just ran away from Toronto last night in a rematch of last year's World Series. Scored 14 runs. Call a strike, 2-2.
Backdoor slider.
Red Sox have their first hit, second base runner. Story would be next. And Mizorowski from the set. The 2-2. Long stretch and too high. 3-2.
It's a big pitch right there too, because he's going to get Contreras moving on this pitch. If we can hit a ball in the gap, that's what you're looking for when you get a guy like this. Control's been a little bit off, still very impressive, but getting a little deeper in counts now.
3-2. Contreras ready to go. There he goes. And strike three, and he's going to challenge this. Abreu will ask to see it again.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter's challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it is a strike.
The call is confirmed. Boston has one challenge remaining.
And that is out number 3.
As we welcome you back here to Fenway Park, and we're high above the perch in center field, guys, with the Boston K-Men, who have been doing this for, man, it's well over 30 years. I think it's been since Pedro Martinez was here. It's almost reaching that threshold, and we're joined by one of the co-founders of the Boston K-Men, Kirk Carapazza. And Kirk, how awesome is it to come back again and be supporting Garrett Crochet?
Yeah, it's good to have a true ace out there. You know, every 5th game to have a stopper. It reminds us of the Pedro games. You know, it's 29 seasons now. We got to meet him yesterday, which was pretty cool. He signed a bunch of our Ks. We're going to auction them off for the base in Roxbury. It's a sports academy that connects our city's kids to, you know, educational and career opportunities. But yeah, it's great. It's a fun tradition. We did the math. We've you know, Crochet's 26, so we've been doing this longer than he's been alive, which means we need to get a hobby or get a life. But we love coming out here. We have a blast. So.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing fantastic work, and you mentioned it for the base.
Yep.
Once again, continuing to go to those efforts, and Garrett also during that meeting yesterday, he helped you guys out.
Yeah, that's right. He signed a bunch of our Ks. We got one here signed by him. He signed 7 of our Ks. You can see it here. We're going to auction them off for the base at their big fundraiser. It's coming up on April 16th. It's going to be right here at Fenway. It's the all-in event, so we're going to auction these off. We also, if you go to our website, bostonkmen.org, you can grab some of our new shirts. We call these the Strikeout Artist shirts. It's got all the names, all the pitchers we posted for over the years. So Pedro, Josh Beckett, John Lesser, Chris Sale, now Crochet. We got our K-Men hats. Again, bostonkmen.org. Thanks to the Bleacher Bar, which sponsors our fundraising. 100% of the proceeds go to the base. So you go on, you can get one of our shirts, get one of our hats. If you donate a little extra, you can win tickets up here. So a bunch of the people posted Ks with us. We got Nevin here. He's 10 years old. It's his first time on the wall. He's going to be posting the next one with you here. They all donated money to the base, and it's a great cause. It's right in Roxbury, and it's a way to support our city and our kids and what makes baseball great. So thanks to everyone pitching in. And it's good to have another ace.
Absolutely, Kirk.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Always great talking to you, and look forward to this every year. And Garrett Crochet, hopefully we get to add another K at some point while we're up here, OB. But great cause, these guys doing things with the base.
All right, good work up there. Thank you very much. Shimai's at 4 right now. First one was a comebacker by Frelick, round number 1. And a fly to right field. Abreu backs up a bit. He's got that. Front number 2. 2 down in the Milwaukee 5th inning. So far, Lou, it's exactly what we thought it would be, a pitcher's duel, first-rate pitcher's duel.
Yeah, no, it has, and Crochet's pitched a little bit out of more trouble, you would say, than Mizorowski has right now, but he's been able to execute. You know, the one thing, and you know, on a cold night, I don't know what it is, but he doesn't really have that sweeper, and that's been a big swing and miss pitch for him today. He's been living that sinker, curveball. We've seen, I mean, that sweet cutter rather, and that's 4-seam fastball. Seen some changeups.
David Hamilton, a sac bunt first trip. Fouls that one away on a fastball in on the hands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milwaukee 2 hits off him. Red Sox have 1 hit. You expected it would be very difficult swinging the bat tonight. It has been. 1-1. Pounding ball and a nice backhanded stab by Contreras. He'll tap the bag. Only 3 men come up and hit. They go 1, 2, 3. cloud.
Well, Mizorowski's been really good here through 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, fastballs between 99 and 101. And you see that 4-seam fastball's doing its job. The curveball's a lot to lefties.
Trevor Story, one of those strikeout victims in the second, 0 for 1. He's had success in his career against Milwaukee. 31 games, 11 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Trying to go up the middle and right there for Hamilton. Out number 1. Meyer next. Big Time Bats is celebrating 125 years of Red Sox baseball with these historic deep cut bats, chrome bats, and baseballs. Go to BigTimeBats.com. Marcelo Meyer with a ground out to short, first time up. We're in the bottom half of inning number 5. 0-0 game. Marcelo trying to snap a little 0 for 8. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It seems like every time he kind of getting a 1-0, 2-0 count, he just sort of lives on the edges, whether it's on top of the zone, that one just in. You want to be aggressive in those counts, and he's just making good pitches.
By him 98 miles an hour. 1-2.
It's gone to that curveball to Duran and Abreu. Throwing it more to lefties that finishing them off here. We'll see what happens. Here.
97 on that one. Orioles beat the White Sox today in Chicago 4-2. They've gotten off to a choppy start. They're 4-6. 2 not there. Curveball.
That's the pitch right there. You Marcel, you want to lay off. Now that one was away. The one down and in's a tough one to see.
These two have combined for 12 Ks in the book tonight and make that 13. Marcelo, fans caught looking. Number 9 for the Miz.
Oh, this guy's. I mean, this has been a curveball. He's been kind of bouncing down and into lefties rather. Now he's kind of going backdoor on it like he did to end last inning to Abreu.
So the base is clean. 2 down. Cesar Rafaela, the batter, took a walk in the 3rd. And we'll look at ball 1.
I mean, you're in these types of games, you know, it's almost like you get that leadoff on. You go old school bunt, hit and run, but there's so much swing and miss in this guy's game that Mizorowski, that it's a tough guy to get action on the base paths. Quick to the plate.
Fouled at home plate.
Of course, you need base runners.
Red Sox have had exactly 2 of those. Cedar taking a walk in the 3rd. Contreras singling in the 4th. That's been it.
Nobody's been on second base yet.
Mizorowski with a 1-1. Next one will be 75th pitch. He's at 64% strikes. Fan the first 5 men tonight. They're going to appeal over there first, and no swing. 3-1. Did walk him back in the 3rd inning. And here's the 3-1 home. Line drive and a base hit. Lockridge will scoop it up. Red Sox have their second knock tonight against the young righty.
Yeah, Cedar seen the ball well. That walked first of the year, and this one here 3-1, as we mentioned before. We've seen Cedar kind of swing out of his shoes in the past. This one here, look, a little more controlled, a little shorter stroke. It's a rocket out to left field. It's kind of the thought you need to have against this guy, even in a good hitter's count.
Connor Wong, he struck out first time up. But he's had an extra base hit 3 games in a row. Trying to do that again, put the Red Sox on the scoreboard. 0-0. Mazeroski home with a 1-0. And a high pop foul on a play to the right. 1-1. Brewers have not announced a starter tomorrow against Sonny Gray at 1:35. Closing out the homestand. Curveball.
Mitch those 3 doubles. His first double was last year. Was June 25th. Tough go of it last year offensively. Both hands beat up. Broke that pinky earlier in the year, bothering him. Had surgery on his right hand. Took a bone growth out of that middle of that hand. He's off to a better start here, obviously.
Trails in the count 1-2 with 2 down, 1 on. And that missed. John Tumpane said 2-2.
Just making him work a little bit more. This fastball up and away. We're talking about deeper counts. Still not getting a ton of offense, but that pitch count now up to 80. Kind of walked through the first couple innings.
80, 50 strikes, and the 2-2. And that's going to nail him. A breaking ball that didn't break much to put runners at first and second. A hit batsman. Crowd booing, but it's a curveball. It puts runners at first and second. Last thing this guy wanted to do.
Yeah, you'll take 83. Right, this little curveball, he just lost it. 83, tuck that arm in there, get right in that back tricep. Not an awful place to get hit at all.
So Kiner Falefa trying to turn that into a run with Cedar Rafael in scoring position. Fouled away, strike 1.
Contreras, yeah. He sees it.
Yeah, curveball.
Keeping a close eye on everything.
Said, I know what getting hit by this guy at 100 feels like. Two on, 2 out, 0-1 pitch. Weakly hit to the right side, Hamilton. And throws him out. Red Sox get a man down to second finally. Cannot bring him in. 0-0. Tonight, a scoreless game into the 6th inning between 2 of the hardest throwers in Major League Baseball. The Red Sox ace so far has allowed 2 hits. Red Sox also 2 hits.
I've seen this trend from Garrett Crochet in his first 2 outings. He's talking about swing and miss, the whiffs. The first couple innings, teams are aggressive, and all of a sudden he starts getting it. You see there in that 3rd, 4th inning, it starts picking up, and in the 6th inning, that's where he's at. Gets the most swing and miss. Of course, tonight, the big swing and miss pitch for him is the sweeper.
Lockridge with a major cut on a changeup, 1-2.
He's only thrown 5 and doesn't even have a swing on it. So that's a little different. A few more changeups here tonight. Good sinker though.
Swung on and missed. He strikes that guy out for the 3rd time. Lockridge, who wants absolutely no part of Garrett Crochet, picks up his 5th strikeout tonight.
There you go. Here it is. This is the first swing and miss on the sweeper. First swing on it. And it's a little backdoor one. Usually tries to go down and in on righties.
And William Contreras, first ball swinging right up the middle. Got himself a base hit. Their 3rd hit tonight. And a man on with 1 out. Catch a condensed 2-hour version of this Red Sox game at midnight on Sox and 2. Only on NESN Plus and streaming on NESN 360, presented by Bigelow Tea. The brothers Contreras chatting away At first base, both of them would hit tonight. Rengifo's 0 for 2 and takes strike one at 93. He is lined to third base and flat out to center. 0-0 game. Line to right field, racing back Abreu. He'll make the play. Back to first goes Contreras. 2 down.
Pretty efficient here so far, too, from Garrett Crochet. 2 outs in the 6th at 81 pitches. Mizorowski finished at 5th at 83. Seems like a guy here in Sanchez that he's kind of circled a little bit coming into this game. The way he's been swinging it lately.
Sanchez with a single and a walk tonight.
Pretty careful with him his last at bat. Had a good at bat his first time up and got a little single to left field.
Two away. Garrett Crochet last 22 regular season starts has gone 15-2. 2.93 ERA. Red Sox have won 18 of those 22. And now Wong will pop out from behind the plate and visit the hill.
Yeah, they want to make sure they're on the same page. I mentioned Gary Sanchez. You know, he's 5 for 14 on the year, but he's got 3 home runs.
Closing in on 200 home runs in his big league career. 8 shy of that number. Last season he played for the Orioles, missed most of the season with a wrist injury and a knee injury. But is a 2-time All-Star. 2017 he was the American League Silver Slugger. At the catcher spot. Runner on at first, 2 away, no score in the 6th. Did he offer? No.
That's that sweeper down and in, and you can see like it's, you know, usually it's a little bit tighter, closer to the zone. He can get that swing and miss with it. Every time he comes in there, he's really missed badly.
Home run cut on a changeup, 2-2.
It's a good changeup. Hasn't thrown many of them, but ones he have thrown very competitive.
Joey Ortiz on deck. So it'll be his 86th pitch, and time is granted by the home plate ump Tom Payne.
Tom Payne, by the way, 5 challenges this season. He's only missed 1 of them. One's been overturned.
When we mention that, we typically jinx the umpire for the rest of the afternoon or evening.
1 for 1 here today. Abreu missed out on his. It's confirmed. Strike 3.
William Contreras with the lead, and it's grounded foul by Sanchez. They'll do it again on 3-2. So this will take at least 7 pitches between Crochet and Sanchez. A's leading the Yankees in the 3rd, 3-1. 3-2. Man, you're a brave soul to come out tonight to Fenway. Temperatures moving down into the 30s. Three-two again. Strike 3. Caught him looking. The sweeper at 83. They're going to challenge it.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter's challenge.
That looked a little bit late. McCoy was already out of the dugout.
Milwaukee has 1 challenge
He's still going to
remaining.
have a chat with him.
It is a strike, and he strikes him out. Sanchez caught looking. So they're down to 1-0. Roman Anthony, who's fanned. He's also grounded out to second. Mazeroski with 9 strikeouts. Just threw his 84th pitch.
Yeah, his first 2 outings this year, he's gone exactly 94 in each of them.
Roman looks at a strike. He has homered 1 time. Duran on deck. And 2-1.
3 breaking balls here. This will probably be it for him. He'd love to put something on him here on his way out.
Well, one of the most exciting young pitchers in Major League Baseball today. Slider in, 2-2.
He sure is. It's impressive. Just when you throw a 101, it's just that's what they talk about, power and velocity in the game. You can just get away with some mistakes because the stuff is so powerful. He's off balance all night.
2-2. In there, strike 3. 95 with a 4-seamer. His 10th strikeout of the game.
We'll go back to this Sanchez strikeout to end it. This ABS challenge should not have been allowed. You are not allowed to glance in your dugout. He turns around, he looks in his dugout, and then he taps his helmet. Now, it was confirmed, but you cannot, and this was like one of the rules. You have to do it right away. You can't glance into the dugout. It should not have been allowed.
Duran, the batter, and Alex Cora did come out, had a lengthy discussion with the home plate on Tom Payne.
Well, he was out of the dugout the minute they asked for the challenge. He was going to argue that. Now it was confirmed, so it's no big deal. But if that was overturned, that would have been a problem.
1-0 pitch. And even though it went the Red Sox way, he can still make his point about why it took so long.
Yeah, and Tom Payne will probably look at it afterwards and talk to his people and probably realize he shouldn't have allowed it.
Now Duran, 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. Hitting 188. Look at that first home run. It's going to be ball 3. Wilson Contreras on deck.
Stuff is still absolutely electric from Mazeroski, but a lot deeper counts. Why that pitch count's getting up there quick.
That is ball 4 with a fastball up. Duran will take the walk. So the righty has walked a pair. Can the Red Sox make this one sting? In the bottom of the 6th inning. 92 pitches.
Get some action in the bullpen, the lefty Hall. Mazeroski does a pretty good job with the running game. Last year guys were 1 for 2 off him and stolen bases, and again Contreras, he could throw. The other day he threw out Rafaela 1.89 pop time, which is elite. Try to find a curveball in the dirt.
All in the pen. Abreu on deck. Right now it's Contreras 1 for 2 with a K and a single. And Duran with the lead. Not running. Ball 1.
I see the curveball in the dirt because they had shown a few curveballs to Contreras. That's kind of like the pitch of choice, even though it's first pitch slider. Kind of guess a count, might be a good pitch to steal on.
One nothing. 2-0. Red Sox have 1 ABS challenge remaining. Milwaukee, same thing. Teams are being a little more conservative with them as the season rolls along. Here's the 2-0. That's ball 3.
Yeah, both of them in big spots. 2 strikes, man on base. You know the score. 0-0. Abreu does it. Would have been first and second, 2 outs. I don't mind that last time at all. Just backdoor breaking ball is a tough one to see for that lefty.
His 7-3 ball count. Contreras taking all the way, and that's ball 4. He reaches for the second time, the 7th time in 2 games. But the Red Sox in business, first and second with 1 down.
We're going to leave him in there. And walked.
Look, the pitching coach headed to the hill.
These guys hate their hats. They're putting the pitch comm in it. They'll get up, get loose.
Conference on the hill for Milwaukee. Back-to-back walks. Hey, change your lettuce, change your life with Tom Caron's hair doctor, Dr. Matthew Lopresti. Free consultations at 1-800-GET-HAIR. So Abreu looking to come through. So far, he's been up 2 times. He struck out both times against Mizorowski.
Well, looking for opportunities. Obviously tiring a little bit with that control. He's up to 96 pitches, season high so far this year. One mistake, fastball down in the zone.
Williams hit safely in 5 in a row. Got Duran and Contreras aboard and 1 out.
He's pitched 97. He's only thrown more than 94 pitches only once in his career.
Number 98 misses again. 2-0. He's thrown 15 pitches in this inning, only 3 strikes. Story next. And the 2-0. Missed again. He's all over the place. 3-0. One more like that, they're going to be loaded up. Duran at second, Contreras at first, and 1 out. And a 3-0 pitch. And in for a strike.
The Warriors really got to fight that old feeling of being long, right? Good fastball. This whole theory in spring training was not to be long to the good fastball, be quick to it, short stroke.
That's ball 4. The Red Sox have the bases loaded on 3 consecutive walks. And the night is over for Mizorowski. He struck out Anthony to begin the inning and then walked Duran, Contreras, and Abreu in succession, and he is done.
He's going to go to the lefty.
With Trevor Story due up. And it will be Hall to take on the right-hand hitting Trevor Story. We'll take the break. 0-0 at the moment. Out of the gate, 5 strikeouts, first 5 batters he faced, but he ran out of gas at the end.
Yeah, he did. Just ball 4, lost control. He kind of lost the last couple innings with control. Stuff was still electric, and Trevor trying to add to a couple of those zeros in that run column right here.
DL Hall, the lefty, inherits the bases loaded. Trevor Story has struck out and grounded out. Taking a strike.
Well, Hall's going to have that sinker at about 94. Change-up sinkers big time to right-handed hitters to go with the curveball. This is where you really got to think middle of the field, get a ball up in the air and get at least 1 in.
Duran at third, fouled away. Contreras at second, Abreu at first.
Talked about it yesterday, facing left-handed pitching. The righties, Trevor 0 for 10 this year versus lefties. See Meyer on deck, supposed to hit.
Story's been a good hitter in his career with the bases loaded. 4 grand slams, 346.
Knee contact here. Anything.
Durbin has a bat in the Red Sox dugout. 1 down, bases loaded. Line drive and a base hit into left field. On the grass to the track. Up against the wall. Duran is in. Contreras is in. Abreu down to third. A double for Story. He smoked it, And the Sox are on the board 2-0.
A big hit for Trevor here. He goes back to the changeup. It's an awful pitch. Left it up, left it in. Trevor made him pay. Laces it down the line. The Red Sox just sort of waited this thing out. You see that changeup, let her high. That is not where you want it. Smokes this ball to left field. Garrett Crochet put up a bunch of zeros until they finally got to Mizorowski, who just got tired. Boy, does that have to feel good.
2-run double. 102 off the bat.
Still got a couple more big ones out there.
The only one out, Durbin now. Caleb Durbin against his former team with the infield drawn in. Second and third. And gently hit toward third along the line, foul. Yeah, the change up on the first one.
Talking with Caleb before the game, just feeling a lot better since he came back from Fenway Park. Said he felt okay, just his approach wasn't right in Cincy, and just didn't really see the ball well in Houston. But since he's come home, he's felt a lot better. Big opportunity here. We got one out. He's got to try to get this run in with the drawn in infield.
Doubled last night in fourth inning. Has hits in 3 of his last 4 games. So yeah, he is feeling more comfortable. It's Story at second and Abreu at third. The walks just killed the Red Sox last night. Duran and Contreras both walked, and they have scored for the Sox. Here's the 1-1. Abreu also took a walk. He's now standing at third. Cedar Rafaela on deck. And Hall home with a 2-1. Fouled away.
We'll give it all credit. Starts with Duran with ball 4. Contreras and Abreu. Yeah, he was kind of losing the zone a little bit, but we've seen guys chase out because the stuff's so explosive. They remained patient, waited him out.
Ground ball right side, runner trying to score. No play at home. The flip to first, and a run is in. Another one scores. Abreu makes it 3-0. So Durbin doesn't kill it, but he does make contact. How often have we said that? And Lou, you've been talking about it all season long. Just put the ball in play.
Saw the Brewers do it to you last night. Infield singles. This is a good changeup off the plate, but Durbin doesn't give in, just gets a piece of it. Sox going on contact. Hamilton really doesn't have a play at home, and you get another run across.
Trevor Story advancing down to third, 2 away. Cedar Rafaela trying to pick him up. Fouls it away for a strike. So it's a third game in a row where the Red Sox have taken a 3 or 4 run lead. Tonight trying to hold on to it. They do have their ace on the hill. 0-1 fouled off.
And you put 3 on Mizorowski. That whole line looks a lot different, doesn't it?
Does.
5 1/3, 3 runs. As good as he threw the baseball. Keep grinding them out.
Interesting decision to bring in the lefty too against Story.
Yeah.
Who made him pay, made Murphy pay by tearing into that double. And the 0-2 at short. Ortiz will make the play. Big inning for the Red Sox. They capitalize on the walks and lead at 3-0.
Usage, 4-seam cutter, sinker. That sweeper, they're only throwing 8 of them. Got 1 swing and miss on it. Pretty good changeup at times as well, but those 3 fastballs, he's moving in and out.
Joey Ortiz takes a strike defensively. Durbin staying in the game to play third, and Kiner Falefa moves over to second. With the Sox in front 3-0 in the 7th inning. And Crochet in charge. He's fanned 5. He has scattered 3 hits.
Boy, Trevor took a nice time to get that first hit off a lefty. Mentioned 0 for 10 against lefties. Coming to that bat, huge spot. Delivered with the double.
Found back. That 5-hole looks like it's appealing to him these last couple of nights as well.
Well, Corey even said we're going to move him down to 5-hole, but game finds you. He's going to be up in big spots, and he has the last couple of nights, and that was a big one. Of course, contact too, just from Durbin. Get that third run in, and now you need that elusive shutdown inning.
Ortiz is grounded out and hit into a forced play, so twice hit it on the deck. He's hitting .250 without a home run. 6'6" lefty gets a foul ball. Last game of the series tomorrow afternoon at 1:35. Sonny Gray to pitch. Sonny really sharp in his last outing. Putting starts together. Absolute must for this team. 2-2. And up the middle, line drive, base hit. So Ortiz on with a sharp single. That's how the 7th inning gets underway for Milwaukee. And now it's Cora on the horn.
It's like Zach Kelly. The Whitlock threw a lot last night. Got to believe maybe it's a Slayton Chapman night. Keep him right here.
Matos takes a strike. Kelly getting ready. Matos has fanned. He's also hit into a double play. Garrett closing in on 100 pitches. 97 with this next one.
We're talking about this lineup for the Brewers with Crochet on the mound. Terang didn't start. Yelich didn't start. Mitchell didn't start. Lefties just sitting on that bench for Murphy.
Crochet 97 pitches and counting. Last time out 93. The start before that opening day in Cincinnati 80 pitches. Cut on and miss. Man, did that tie him up in a big way, in that cutter to strike him out. His 6th.
Yeah, this was a big cutter. Get another K up there and a big strikeout. See that action perfectly located.
And brings up Frelick, who has grounded out 2 times. Tried to hold up, and he did. 7 strikeouts for Garrett.
It's the second time now I've seen Frelick kind of reach for that back left side. He came out of a doubleheader over the weekend with a tight right side. I'm sure it doesn't feel great in this weather. The left side.
1-0. Liner into right. Abreu will play it on a bounce. Did a good job to backhand that. He fires into second. It falls in for a hit. First and second for Milwaukee. You knew they were not going to go easy.
Yeah, this sinker. Look, he wanted it away. Still right there in the inside corner. He's out quick to it. Abreu thought he had a run on it.
Crochet right at 100 pitches. Gets Blake Perkins here. He has a single. He's flat out to right.
That's a big hitter right here. You got Hamilton on deck. You got some decisions to make. You got Kelly out there in that bullpen with Hamilton, the second baseman, just inviting a Terang at bat.
Two on, 1 out for the Brewers. Foul away. 1-1. Crochet 18 games winner last year, went 18-5 with a 2.59 ERA. 255 strikeouts. One off the end of the bat, foul. So eyeing his 8th strikeout. Mizorowski, his opponent tonight, ended with 10. 2-2. Kelly working away in the bullpen. Roldis Chapman has the towel drill going as well alongside him. Pitch 105 will be next. And Garrett Crochet with a 2-2. Full count. If he misses again, the bases are going to be loaded for the Brewers. David Hamilton next. Ortiz at second, Frelick on at first. Three-two. And downstairs he walked him, and the bases are loaded. Perkins will take the walk. And it's going to be Bailey heading out to talk with Crochet and Hamilton about to dig in.
You knew they weren't going to make it easy on you. You got to Mizorowski in his last outing, last inning rather. He's kind of starting to get tired, and you wonder what's going on right now with Garrett Crochet. A couple of singles, but then that ball four to Perkins. This is where we start talking about starters not giving you length. You look at Bale last night, 3 in the third. You were forced. Coulomb, 23 pitches. Moran, 44. Whitlock, 27. You're in a spot where you need your whole bullpen to kind of come through. Chapman's got the towel, but it looks like it's Kelly the next one in. We'll see.
Right now it's Crochet against Hamilton. There's a sac bunt. He's also grounded out to first. 3-0 Red Sox in the 7th inning, but they're all filled up with 1 out. And he's going to get drilled by the pitch and forced in a run. Milwaukee scores their first run that way to make it 3-1. So after ball 4 to load him up, he hits Hamilton with a pitch, and his night is over. As Ortiz is forced in to make it 3-1. And Cora going to Kelly here. So that's all for Crochet. A couple of hits, a walk, and a hit batsman in the inning, and he's finished up. He struck out 7. He does leave with a 3-1 advantage and a hand at Fenway. We'll have more in just a moment. At the lowest prices, he did strike out 7 through 107 pitches tonight. And just struck a batter to force in a run. And giving way to Zach Kelly.
Well, it was a great outing by him. Just seemed to be tired. One of the first times I think I've ever seen him kind of get tired at the end of games. And it's early in the year. It's a cold night, 107. And now you're asking Zach Kelly to come in a big spot because Yelich is coming off the bench. Got some hitters here to face. Yelich, Contreras. Got to get strike 1. Execute.
Crochet struck this guy out a couple of times in the last meeting. That was in May of last year. 365 for the season, for the career with 6 grand slams. So he has been an outstanding hitter with the bases loaded. He will check, and that'll miss downstairs, and the count 2-0. Kelly with the bases loaded and 1 away. Yelich at 395 for the season in a home run. Big swing and a miss, 2-1.
Big spot.
Career at Fenway, as we mentioned yesterday, very fond of swinging it here. 459. And the bases are loaded. Here's the 2-1. And there for a strike. Frelick at third, Perkins at second, Hamilton at first. Two from Kelly. Line foul out of play. Two-time batting champ.
So Yelich last night, 3 for 4. Everything was just the other way. Especially with 2 strikes, kind of stays on it. Stays in the middle of the field, hit everything to left field.
2-2. Sharply hit. Durbin snags it into second, got the out there, and will not get the out at first as a run comes in to score. That'll make it a 3-2 game with a man at third and a man at first.
Durbin was able to get to this one, but he wasn't able to keep on his feet. Right here, if he's able to get up, he might be able to turn this. He's able to get one out of it. Contreras with a really nice job of blocking this ball. IKF tries to finish it off, but that's the catcher in him blocking that ball, keeping that guy from scoring from third.
So it'll bring up William Contreras with runners at first and third, 2 down. The tying run 90 feet away from Milwaukee. Tonight he's 1 for 3 with a single. 1 for 2 with a double off Kelly lifetime. And once again, Milwaukee fighting right back in the game.
Just can't get that shutdown inning.
Runner at first taken off, and the pitch is inside. Yelich down to second. So a stolen base to put 2 men in scoring position. And a 2-0 to William Contreras. Fouled out of play.
You got Renifo on deck. Seems like a spot for Terang. We'll see what happens.
Second and third, and a 2-1 from Zach Kelly. Dropped in there for a strike, 2-2.
A good sweeper there. Kind of living with that cutter here this inning. That's a good sweeper to steal this strike and get it to 2-2.
Two down. Time granted. Two from Kelly. High chop on the infield. Story with the scoop. Goes to first in time. Red Sox get out of it without any more damage. 2-run score, 3-2 in the middle of the 7th. As Zach Kelly eventually shuts the door. Yelich will stay in the game to play left for the Brewers.
I'll tell you, Trevor Story, been a tough go of it so far defensively for him, but that was a beautiful play to his right.
Count of 1 with a foul back. Underway in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox only have 3 hits, but they have the lead. And now the bullpen's in charge.
Good job by Zach Kelly too. Throwing strikes, getting a couple of ground balls. Still going to tack on some more here. Looks like Garrett Whitlock is the one that's going to get up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. I mentioned last night he came in and 27 pitches. Really didn't have his fastball. Getting back out there again tonight with a good fastball that we're accustomed to seeing.
A lot of changeups last night. Obviously has a terrific changeup, but threw a ton of them. Didn't have great command of it. Connor tonight has struck out and been hit by a pitch. As they count his way, 3-1.
That's where we like to see them just kind of get back on it, right? Try to get 1 or 2 of those back.
Swing and pop it up very high over first base. Sanchez and Hamilton over there. Still backing up, and Sanchez will make the play. That was in fair territory. 1 down.
Go back to the play that ended it. This is a tough play. Backhand chopper in the hole. Just good hands, confident. Look at his pick. Throw your hands at it. And a good throw to first base to end that inning. That is a nice, tough hop in between. Really nice play to end it. Big double to score a couple. Nice play to end that threat there in the 7th.
Yep, set a nice night. Kiner Falefa started the game over at third. He's now at second. Former Gold Glover back in 2020 when he was playing with Texas. In for a strike, going 2. Roman Anthony on deck. Chopper here, but a foul ball, or is it fair? It is going to be ruled fair. Scooped up and thrown on for the out. And he's going to hear some boos for not taking off immediately. Hesitating and hovering around the plate, and he was an easy out at first.
I thought this ball got off his foot too. It almost like it was a dead ball. This curveball's way out in front of it. I don't know if he thought it hit off of his foot or what. We took a long look at it too. Or we thought it was going to go foul maybe.
Yeah, I think that was it. In there for a strike. Crowd didn't like it at all. Roman Anthony is 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts and he's tapped to second. Red Sox up a run in the 7th. Can they hang on tonight and get that highly elusive 3rd win of the year?
Gotta work for it though, huh? Last couple of nights. Up 4-0, up 3-0, up 3-0. Trying to hold on to this one.
Roman at the moment 238, 1 home run. 1-2, and a sweeper will strike him out. That's all for him and the Red Sox. And the 7th, 3-2 Boston. Lost last night after allowing 2 runs in the 8th inning. Well, he's on in the 8th tonight in a 1-run game.
Going to close this thing out. That's where you draw it up, right? Whitlock in the 8th, Chapman in the 9th.
Rengifo in the box and taking the ball. He is 0 for 3. As anticipated, low scoring, low hit game. A total of 8 hits. Milwaukee has 5.
A good changeup from Witt. I mentioned last night 27 pitches, 11 of them were changeups.
1-1. Missing downstairs with a change. Gary Sanchez up next. Garrett Crochet went into the 7th. He's in line for the W. Struck out 7. Whitlock with a 2-2. Walks with a real killer for the Red Sox last night. Tonight they've been a huge help. Red Sox walked 3 consecutive times in the 6th inning and they all scored. Punch to the right side. Kiner Falefa sets him down. 1 gone.
Yeah, it was the issue for him last night too in the 8th. He had a couple of walks in that 1 inning and ended up costing him. So that run scored. Gets a 3-2 here, but gets Rengifo to ground out.
Gary Sanchez tonight has single, walked, and struck out. Always dangerous, always a home run threat. Dodgers with a 3-1 lead on Toronto. They're in the 7th. LA trying to take the first 2 of that series. 1-1.
Fastball only at 93, 94, but it looks like it has more life. That location as well, threw a good one and tied up Rengifo.
Big swing, 1-2. Sanchez 1 for 3 off Witt in his career with a couple of walks. One down. Cut on and missed with a slider. 2 down. Gets a big strikeout there here in the 8th.
That's kind of the strike throwing we're used to seeing from Whitlock. That's 2 really good fastballs just to get him worried enough about it. Got it by him. Force him to commit a little early, and a good slider down and away.
Ortiz scored their first run in the 7th inning after a base hit. He's 1 for 3. Again, they only have 5 hits. Red Sox have 3. Series wraps up tomorrow afternoon, 1:35, as that one's floated down the right field line foul. Brewers have not announced the starting pitcher, but Sonny Gray goes for Boston. And the Red Sox head for St. Louis. Yet another National League opponent. Lou's going to stay home for a week and watch his son play a lot of baseball.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You get to enjoy the snow in Minnesota.
Thanks for that. There's truth to that too. Downstairs 1-2. That's right. We're going to go from about 80 degrees in St. Louis to about 32.
That's going to feel good though for a few days.
Yeah, it will. 2 out, 1-2. Ground ball. Story will gobble it up. Across the body. Got him. 1, 2, 3 they go in the 8th inning. 3-2 the Sox. 3-2 lead on the Milwaukee Brewers, who took game 1 last night. Red Sox bounce back to get 3 in the 6th inning tonight.
Music went a little long.
Yeah, it did.
It was still playing when they were about to throw a pitch. Umpire,
little delay.
Umpire had to call timeout.
And now back to baseball.
Boy, it'd feel good to get 1 or 2 more right here, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Just to give Chappie a 2-3 run lead.
It sure would. The 0-1. Well, Duran's really the guy who started the rally in the 6th inning by taking a walk. And then Contreras took a walk. And then Abreu took a walk. All against Mizorowski. And they would all score. The big hit in the inning was a 2-run double by Trevor Story. With the bases loaded. We came on the air tonight talking about the Red Sox pitching woes. It was supposed to be the strength of this ball club. Had yet to be true, but it has been tonight. Certainly to this point. Swinging a high fly ball, dead away center. Perkins getting under though, and will make the catch for out number 1.
CVS is proud to be part of Red Sox Nation, all the communities we call home, delivering trusted care, everyday essentials, and support that goes beyond the prescription. Learn more at CVS.com. Yeah, I mean, both pitchers I thought were absolutely electric until their last inning. Both guys kind of tired a little bit. Give Zach Kelly a lot of credit coming in, throwing strikes. It's been a little inconsistent with him at times.
Yeah, that is so important for Kelly, the need to be consistent. He has been.
Yeah. I mean, it went to him. I mean, Weisert's prone to the long ball. Surprised you haven't seen Slayton, but sometimes you don't know what goes on. Maybe want to give him another day. Who knows?
Meanwhile, Roldis Chapman firing away in the bullpen. And happy to report that Wilson Contreras, playing against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight, has not been hit by a pitch.
No. Still in the at-bat.
Struck out a single and a walk tonight. And the count goes his way, 3-1. Been on base 7 times in the last 2 games.
Kind of finding his timing a little bit.
One man away in the bottom of the 8th. And that's going to be ball 4. So he's on again. Time now for a strong play of the game presented by your New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Well, this is it. Hanging changeup after 3 consecutive walks. Murphy comes with the lefty to face Trevor Story, and he pays the price. It was an 0-2 count and a changeup up, and that had to feel good. Made it 2-0 at the time.
The hands on the head, is that the new thing? In there for a strike.
I think we're going to stop right with the hands on the head.
The other thing went a little too far, and that died pretty early. As Abreu eyes a strike, he has fanned twice, walked and scored. Hitting .381. Swinging a line shot and foul near the tarp.
That slider from Hall, as we've seen it, threw him to Duran way out of the zone. Tough pitch to lay off. That one there catches a little bit of the plate. Beautiful swing by Abreu, just couldn't keep it fair.
Yankees are down 3-1 to the A's in the 6th.
What makes you think of them?
Amazing, it just sort of filters in.
Oh, this guy. You gonna do the top button?
A little tight.
The little brother needs his shirt back.
0-2 to Abreu. Checked. And there is a challenge.
The pitcher's called the ball. The catcher's challenge.
Got one left. Once again, we don't see that K box look a little high. No, there you go. They're done.
The call is confirmed. Milwaukee is out of challenges.
It's a lot today, but you're burning it late.
You know, but you're down a run going into the 9th. Hitter may want that.
Maybe. Contreras off the bag, and that's going to be way high. 2-2. Sox only have 3 hits. But Story delivered the extra base hit that would drive in a pair. And Hall's 2-2 home. Fills up the count.
The 3rd run, difference in the game with Durbin pinch hitting behind the count with 2 strikes, just making contact, right? 2nd and 3rd, just make soft contact, whatever. Scored a run. Contact, good things can happen.
Payoff pitch coming on the infield. Hamilton into 2nd for 1, back to 1st. That gets by. He's going to be safe. Does not take the turn. So Abreu will take over at 1st with 2 down.
Abreu getting down that line. Little chopper. Tough ball to turn. It's going to hit that net. Wasn't there back when I was playing. That's in the dugout.
Going to be a pitching change here for Milwaukee. Murphy out to take the baseball. And we will take the break as well as they bring in a right-hander here. Red Sox with a 3-2 lead, bottom of the 8th, 2 down. With breakthroughs in research, nationally ranked specialty care, and innovative treatments. You can learn more at bidmc.org. Red Sox 3, Milwaukee 2. Red Sox have a base runner. Woodford, the right-hander, out of their bullpen, take on Trevor Story, who has the hit in the game. The biggest hit, 2-run double in 6th.
3rd appearance for Woodford. That sinker about 94, but he's heavy cutter, sinker to righties especially. A low sweeper, but he loves those first 2. Changeup.
1-1. Chapman ready in the pen to pitch the 9th inning. Woodford's 1-1. Fly ball pretty well hit to right, but Frelick is there to make the catch. Red Sox will strand one. They lead it 3-2. We go to the ninth, and Aroldis Chapman moments away. England, love is what makes Subaru Subaru. And by Plymouth Rock, auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans. Great tribute to El Tiante by Aroldis Chapman when he comes in.
Well, the big fella's coming in, making his 5th appearance of the year. Still throwing that average in fastball, 97.6.
Matos, the first man he faces, will swing away in a high fly, not deep to center. Cedon camped under. One pitch, one out in the ninth.
I think we could all use a stressful ninth, a stressless ninth, I should say, from Chapman here, given how this has been going lately.
Just earned his 369th career save last Friday, passing Jonathan Papelbon for 11th on the all-time saves list. Here's Sal Frelick. He's gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. Sox trying to win this game with pitching and a couple of timely moments in the batter's box.
We said before, you know, this Brewers team, they don't beat themselves. If you're going to beat them, you got to earn it. The Red Sox earned it. You know, back in that 6th inning, being patient at the plate and delivering without many opportunities with guys in scoring position really throughout this game.
Up high at 93. Off the mitt. You would have thought it was 103. Frelick is 1 for 2 with an RBI in his career against Aroldis Chapman. One down in the ninth, and the 2-0 from the left-hander. Same reaction. 94, 3-0.
Frelick's a guy that can run a little bit too.
So Chapman trying to get back in this count with 1 away. And he'll walk him instead on 4. So Frelick will take his base.
It's an area he's been really good this year. That first pitch strike percentage down to about 60%. Last year was upwards in 71. The strike throwing was historic for him, really best in his career. Get strike 1 here.
Blake Perkins here, 1 for 2 with a base hit. Ground ball to short. Story, that's 1, that's 2, and that's a Red Sox win. The Sox beat Milwaukee 3-2. That elusive 3rd victory. The Red Sox do it with pitching and a big hit out of Trevor Story tonight.
That's a big win. You needed it. You had your guy on the mound. They had theirs. You just outlasted them. You held on. You earned this W. You needed it. 2-8 start. Everything feels a lot better with a win. Now you got an opportunity to go in there tomorrow and take a series, something they haven't done yet this year.
Have yet to do it, but Sonny Gray has already had 1 excellent start. That was the last one, trying to do it again and win the series. This Red Sox win presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And stay tuned for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. This will be a fun one. TC, Jim, and Pat break it down. Plus Jemai, an interview with Trevor Story. That and more coming up after the break.